And now, the hopes of Canada, the man from Calgary, a 24-year-old. He says he is a player now.
Representing Canada.
Tewksbury.
Listen, when we're kids, we all have some kind of dream. And for me, it was the Olympics. I watched the 1976 Olympics on TV, 8-year-old kid, and it just like touched me, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I mean, just getting there would have been the dream when I started, and I would have never imagined of winning the Olympics.
Here comes Mark Tewksbury to the final 5 meters. Rouse and Tewksbury, it's gonna go to the wall, and on the wall, there it is! He's done it! Olympic record! The dream lives!
Being gay in the 80s and early 90s, it was a completely different world. No one talked about it, ever. I didn't even know what I was, the terminology for it. As I became more aware, I learned that, wow, it's immoral. People are somehow disgusted by who I am. It's even illegal in some parts of the world. So literally, where I would be going to compete, I could be jailed if I was found out for who I was. So of course, I was terrified to be authentic, terrified to be me. I created this persona, right? And sort of hid. What I hadn't imagined happening after winning the Olympics was that this huge secret I had, that I was a closeted gay person, would actually turn into something so much bigger. Secrets kill us at the best of times, but the attention, cover of Time magazine, commercials, everyone's boy next door, perfect Olympic champion, having this, but I'm not, there's something else. That really was the most difficult period of my life. I felt so trapped in a world I didn't know how to be. I started to get darker and darker because I thought that the difference between my worlds started to really tear me apart. So I had to do something drastic to change that. And so I immigrated to Australia, as far away as I could get from Canada. I went through that process. Really needed to honor my own voice and who I was. And I got empowered and I found my voice, and little would I know, this was kind of like my prehab to come out in Canada. I just decided I gotta speak my truth. Once I found my voice, I couldn't quieten it again. And so I came out December 15th, 1998. It was so freeing. And I think that moment I started a conversation, certainly about being gay in sport. I was greeted with a lot of, why do we have to talk about this? Like, why are you doing this? And I'll never forget just explaining to people like, listen, I'd love for this to be a non-issue, but let's not kid ourselves. That is not the case. So before something is a non-issue, it has to be an issue. Then the most amazing thing is I could start to be a voice and an ally for others. But I also started to notice other groups that maybe have been marginalized or stigmatized in life. And one group in particular, Special Olympics athletes. And they come together and create community through sport. Those of us in the professional Olympic sport world, there's so much pressure and it becomes so intense. Sometimes we forget like just the pure joy of play. I'm really proud. I was on the board of directors to help create programming, but I also created something called a Champions Network, which is basically like a whole network of athletes and TV personalities that are allies for Special Olympics athletes. My message really, I think, is super simple. It's about empowerment. And sometimes, actually all the time, that starts with us. We have to honor our own voice and listen to that, because when we do, amazingly, we find the strength to be an ally and a voice for others. And when you do that, it's amazing. You never know when life is going to come full circle. I woke up early 2023 and I felt, just kind of a little bit like I did after winning the Olympics, and in a world where I just didn't feel like I was being authentically 100% myself and doing what I wanted to love to do. And I knew I had to listen to that. And I love to cook as just a general amateur home cook. And with my partner Rob, we love to entertain. I started to look into that. Like, what if we explored that a little bit? I'm like now 55 years old. I'm thinking of starting over and going back to school. I'm totally lost. And I meet the head of the apprentice program, Simon Dunn. And he takes me under his wing and is my ally. I'm placed in a commercial kitchen working at Trico Living Well by April. Little would I know that would be my prehab to get ready for school. And this fall, last fall, I started the apprentice program at SAIT. It's amazing to me how fluid this whole idea of empowerment and allyship is, because at one point I needed to find my own voice to become an ally, then I became one, then I needed one again, and I'm sure that cycle will continue. What I love about this evening, what I love about tonight, is we're in a room full of allies. Every single person in this room, by supporting men's health, and it's the women for men's health, it shows that we've got to be there for each other. So I guess I leave everyone with, it's a night of empowerment, but what do you do with that empowerment? Who could you be a better ally for?